happening in Zimbabwe. We're seeing temperatures are rising. Talks of the uprising everywhere, blazing. What is happening? This Geza revolution. Geza revolution. Is it heating up hotter than a Geza? Oh, Gaza. Anyways, let us dive into the saga as we are seeing people are making exchanges. X.com wachitana masaga, keep it coming, the information, right? We're seeing the intelligence of the ruling party of the nation. We're talking about the Zanu PF. The guys are sweating non-stop over there on social media. Vamwe varikuti zvakati, vamwe vachiti zvakati. Saka ndezvipi zviri. What is the situation? This is now 11:37 a.m. in Zimbabwe, wherever you're watching us from. Say, are you good? Me, I'm good. I'm enjoying singing parkour ngoma. Yes, Mukoma Ino watching us live. Big up there. Ziri say enough respect. So I'm just gonna be sharing some of the video clips that are going around and some of the opinions that are happening. Then we can talk. You choose. Do you want us to talk some sense or some nonsense? It all depends. Which side are you? Right? Remember, we always talk about it's not about taking sides. We take sides. We take the good side. Okay. So as we can see, that's image. Usually, today is a Monday. Right? So I did a video for King Shadi long ago. You know, the Makorokoza rule the town. We rule the town. We shoot it in an empty Harare CBD. Right? If you go to Harare town, if it's a Sunday, it's always empty. Kusika kuma 11, the first people vantanga kuzara zara mtauna nanga chipa kumba function nanga chipa Sheraton. Even now 2025, right? Like the last time I experienced that information is maybe 7-8 years ago, but it's still true. It remains true, right? So we're seeing empty. On Monday, the city is not empty. So in the morning, it's empty, right? Is this supposed to be an uprising, a protest, or a stairway? Whatever way, the definition of the word protest does not mean you will be toying Zanu PF Chimurenga mass control style, no. Zvekuti varume vakuru vanenge vachiti vachingoimba vachikuimbira masongo vachirimixa masongo egospel nekumanhamo ningi you know masongo avana ipopo vara ningi ucharohwa chete nevakomana. Oh, that's a childish nonsense. I'm deliberately saying these insulting and offending statements for reflection. It's nonsense, but it's a common and normal nonsense. I don't think there's any Zimbabwean who have said toying is nonsense. Wherever the place is, when you see in a nation there is need for toying, you know it's a state of emergency. It's a crisis into the United Nations. It's no longer a nation at that time. Like, people are really fighting for their lives. They are really moved by whatever they are doing. Not the pretending that happens in Zimbabwe. People are toying for 2030. Are you fighting for your life, toying for 2030? Are you moved? Do you have any motivation? When you are singing this song, you're really feeling the song, like Comrade Chinks or some guy Marima Chips. Right? I think let's not sing political songs at the expense of real people and real lives. Right? No propaganda. Let's sing the truth. Right? Talking of Geza, we're going to the clips. I see people are saying Geza's protest is a flop. Geza is a clown. It's not a flop, it's a success. Do I support the protest or what? It depends on who I am. I don't support the government. That's what I'm saying. I'm protesting right now. That's a protest. On my own behalf, I don't follow no man. We support whoever is there. I'm not a follower, right? Am I advocating for the protest or telling people, as the ZRP says, they say inciting the public? Whoever came up with that law of inciting is a fool. It's nonsense. It means what is to incite? You can look for support. You can look for social support. You can look for assurance. You can look for friendship. You can look for common people, right? Because of how we grow up, maybe you have no confidence. Maybe you are not a lone operator. You know, maybe you're not a special ops. You need an army, etc. Inciting to do what? To defend yourself. So when you're defending yourself, it's called violence. How do you communicate with an arrogant, insensitive government? Government say, like the person who appoints them, like Mnangagwa, right? I would understand on case COVID with public relations is trying to impress international community. But some of the people, I'm going to mention names, right? But I'm not going to mention them now. I'm just going to mention them in random so that the person I mention, right? So we see here, there are various announcements being made by the police. This year, who is this guy? Who is that guy there? I don't know those guys. Those guys who are coming from the police, we'll see them in their video. They are like real police officers, my general everyday police officers are apolitical. If you are given an order, could it is so? Make this announcement, right? Mapurisa satani worried Sadzamba, the most satanic people now. Police doing evil is more satanic than a hypocrite a church. Because Mapurisa varipo kuchengeta nyika ya Mwari ne vanhu vaMwari. Wewe church to kuna tuma advert aMwari. But kana uri musoja kana uri mupurisa utori mushandiri wa Mwari straight up. Straight up. That's why the leaders take oaths of office. Why am I mentioning that in relation to God? Those in government would know. That's why they take oaths of office. What is it that makes a commissioner general which police salute a president? Can a president appear and do a president? Chiremba Dima president. State House the chain the East Kamni Makagara apa Munotonga so those night were heading. Counting 100 ego was cooked at Chiremba right. Masoja Mimkasango salute at Chirema Drukuruai. So there are ways of getting power. Jogafani Kunza the Guru Kunekutizira Kunekuta say those Jogafanana ruling a nation. There is a state. A state needs legitimacy. So during the colonial era, Zimbabweans attend against each other. They fight each other, and it becomes Zimbabwe ruins. Zimbabwe ruins. Zimbabwe Makua Ema chiefs. Then there is colonization. How does one colonize? They create a state that controls people for greater good. Whoever does the bigger good, whichever group is doing more good than the other group, is the one that God chooses. Muri two states, Islam state, iri ku Mozambique, ku Cabo Delgado, iyi urumende yakapinda mami manje, right? Iya inapinda na election iri kwa iri, but irimo. Pane imwe iri ku DRC, Anakoni. Those guys, vanengwachinzi militia, vanotata ujikiwa say, it's because of those laws. It's because of those laws they'll be doing a greater good. imi muchibuda muchida kuchekawo nemaoko chichi, right? Muri mukuchekawo nemaoko, those things. Same applies in government. So those who do greater good. What is greater good? Some of the greater good is planting trees. You see Mnanga go planting trees. Those who in is as an PF. Is planting trees something that is stupid or nonsense? If you don't think about thinking, konongo jikaramuti kusina basa. But media uri kuona yakatodyarwa, dzimba dzari kuona mabuilding akatovakwa, everything was developed. So the guys will be doing greater good. When there's an uprising, a protest, it's a lot of people now protesting. How many people? 7 million. God is not a respecter of persons. Right? 7 million people. God just takes Noah and his family. God just understands with Abraham and Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah. The numbers of people doesn't matter, but there are people who matter. People like who is there by right, by qualification, and other people who matter. Whoever they will be it in Zimbabwe, we have our own version of an Abraham, whoever. I'm saying whoever it is deliberately. We see during the Mugabe coup, we see Father Fidelis, love, right? 66 are why? Because people are refusing love. They want to be evil. They want to be evil. What is being evil? Evil doesn't necessarily, I'm giving it allegorical synchronosis. Evil does not mean kusabatsira bofranda sanga naro mtown. Kana kusabatsira kuchakura munhu akuremerwa. Right? Evil hazvireve kusaita good Samaritan. Evil zvinoreva kuponda munhu azobatsirwa napo good Samaritan akarara pasi. Inflicting evil zvinoreva komana kugadzira mazigi nevakomana ise kureserve bank. So they should repent or at least stop continuing their lies in existence. What I say, do I have the evidence of what I'm saying? They are the evidence. So I'm not here to make you smile, actually.
Good morning, viewers. This is Zanu 3 bus terminus where I usually bought combis myself, but it's clear no combis at all. I'm told people are traveling up to the Blawayo highway to find transport. Even the shops are still closed, but by then it's usually busy by this time, but still closed.
Note and remember tomorrow and the day after tomorrow for this time. You need to observe wherever you are. Just this moment, and it's one person, one Geza. Whatever blessed Geza stands for, I respect him as a man with courage. We respect courage. We respect courage. We respect anything that is respectable. We also respect things like integrity and dignity. We celebrate good characters. He's a courageous person who speaks. Right? Smart John says, Katauriro kamuri kuita nasi, kari strange, doctor. Thank you very much for that compliment. A lot of people can actually be gaslighted by that statement. It's not strange. You can say it's exotic. Another word for strange is exotic. It's not usual. It's itself. I'm not being myself. I'm operating at 3-4%. You haven't seen me in my full self, right? Why do I speak like now? I usually say right. Now I see Geza saying right. I'm trying to think, why does he say that? I just speak. What I know is when I speak, you will get it. So we speak new language that has never been spoken before. Why? Satan, the devil's system is outdated. We ban all the language that he uses. We create new languages. We create new slang and slang. That's what we do. We create new speak. We give the detail to the double speak. Who am I? I have no title. So, ndikuzikoresa here. Wherever you are, zikorese. Never look down upon yourself, or let nobody make you think having good thought about yourself is evil. Because you are in a good light. Don't make anybody think it's bad. No, it's not bad for you. It's bad for the jealous fool. Panda amen it up. Why do I put the word panda amen it up? If you look into the Bible, that is what Jesus is talking about. Jesus is talking about common stuff. But a couple of my subjects, he knows the content, he knows the science, he knows the maths, he knows the Bible, he knows the church. As he go, Jesus is talking about love. What is love? 1 Corinthians 13, he talks about love. I'm not talking about the Roman Empire, romance, or politics. I just put Roman Empire and romance, not kuonererwa, but to intrigue. But kune anoyenga kuonererwa. Tisakaiwa zvibatanidza sei apa. It's synchronicity. Zvinobatana. That is how simple things are. You can actually track things as they are. Next is not Steve Jobs.
See.
I really like the movement. The power by the Macomb, they are in social media. Social media, interaction. This is social media.
We heard the first statement. The guy says, social media interaction. What does that mean? Let's not talk about social media. Let's talk about you in your individual self. How many lies do you tell? Do you live a lie? Anyway, people are people. Anyway, where they are people, whether it's social media and social media or whatever name should we decide to change? It's not a medium. We don't call it a medium. Let us just call it a social platform or a social part, or we change the word social to say people associating in Ebola. Like that's what the word social media means, right? Anyways, what does social media mean? WhatsApp. All right, WhatsApp is going to email. You don't go put my notification faster. You can go change what it. Email, right? Google, you're not going to overtake a WhatsApp any second. It's just an email that already existed. That is WhatsApp. Is WhatsApp social media? No, it's not. It's not social media. WhatsApp is peer-to-peer platform, and any overzealous person in the government of Zimbabwe, I think some table you control WhatsApp. You cannot do that. The moment you do that, you'll be the greatest devil. Unenguwa kukanganisa human conscience freedom of expression. Kwete expression ekutaura. Freedom of expression. Expression is being alive, expressing yourself. A flower blooms, a rose blooms. I'm an artist. I speak spoken word. I speak the mind of God.
Saka business rakadinas.
Arite taurwa basa bozi social media kanyebera vantu waya wasauye mabasa asi isu tauye mabasa kuna na problem mabrosi tinongodarika polisi inongobvunza zvitu tichienda hapana patamboona panze pana rambidzwa kupinda mutauni
Murayiro basa.
So we can see this guy is being led by a journalist. Yes, some journalists can decide to be Judases and sell out at the expense of their own life, like the Geza guys. You cannot tell a lie. You can tell a lie at your own expense. Right? He's leading a guy, asking my questions like the ad talk guys do. That is criticizing. Critic, you test a thing. Do you like a thing to be tested or not tested? If you don't want to be tested, then don't be a weightlifter. Don't be in athletics. Don't be in politics, right? Or whatever you be doing. I'm not justifying anything. There's no need to justify. Whoever wants me to justify to them is unjustified. Stay away from me. Okay. This guy, we can see that he's a guy with humility. He's a humble guy, a genuine guy. You can hear his passion and truthness in what he's speaking. Atenda mtauni unosenza zvimashuwa. But just listening to him reading his body language, that is another person. There is another person in another situation. What do we do in a Republican where people have different opinions and things like that? We have that what we have. Democracy, not demagoguery. We vote. But in a Republican, an individual is important. It doesn't matter if 15 million people are in disagreement with me. Right? I have my right to be alive. The people cannot vote to kill me. That's a Republican. That's a republic. What it means. And that one person. And we have elections and things like that, which makes things like the 2030 campaign illegal, which makes amending a constitution a breach of oath of office, which makes all legislations passed by past members of parliament who are no longer in party illegal. All laws are illegal except the constitution, whose legality is based on the document which makes it legal, which is the Lancaster House. From the Lancaster House, the agreement that would exist before the Lancaster House. We are back to point number 3. It's not point number 1. Point number 1 would be in the Garden of Eden. Who are the vanguards of the independence of Zimbabwe? We want to talk about law, we want to talk about acts of parliament, we want to talk about the constitution. It means we want to be talking about law. Are we talking about law? Or we are forgers who are trying to justify ourselves, who are trying to write our evil into a legality? Now it's legal for me to enslave blacks because they are savages. Just because I have done a process, a procedural, which is not just.
Tinotakura makombi ndio mavenda wewe anakupasa kuya basi. Makamba nakatova. Tikasada kutoya basa kwacho wakadzidwa nini. Bozi sisi atitambire sara titambira wechi. Saka tikasauya kubasa kwacho tinowana mari through commission. Kana wana kasapina mutauni atina kwatinokwanisa kuwana mari. Tichingosikuza kuti inini mhuri yangu irarame bozi ndio basa tikushanda kulo mabhazi kana auya
ndio basa rangu nekuloda mabhazi etc. He is passionate writer. He has low confidence. Maybe anozononge mina naloda mabhazi right? Hakuna basa risina basa, ende basa rese kana uchida mari yakawanda iro rekuloda mabhazi iroro unokalkulita kuti toita sei chete iro riri panofura mari parengi apa every day. Whatever the amount inopinda parengi pana 4th Street inopfura mari inopinda any bank mutown izvezvi. This is just a common sense guess. Mbari musika inotrade how much money per day. What are we doing with our monies? We're talking of the protest in Zimbabwe and what is going to happen next. So in Zimbabwe so far we have only one political party. We have one political party. In history we have mamwa party yakatangwa and they were opposition parties. So by prophecy, by confessing they were opposition party, they would never rule because they start political opposition parties. Why don't you start Zimbabwe parties, not opposition parties? And the ZANU-PF is a ruling party as foot it's an opposition party foot. Jesus. Okay. So fellow Zimbabweans, I understand I should not enjoy myself too much. I'm being considerate to any person. I'm not going to also affect any comment any evil person. Okay. The bad people should leave bad comments so that good people can see they are jealous losers. Reflect with your own self, in your own self, fellow Zimbabweans. Why am I saying this? It depends. Where we are going depends on this. What I'll say in 5 minutes about the ongoing protest. What will happen in Zimbabwe? Are we going to see Chiwenga take over? What happens with Nelson Chamisa? ZANU-PF promises people millions of jobs. The only time I see something moving positive is during time year empowerment where Kasukwere was minister. I'm not advocating or supporting Kasukwere. I appreciate him and salute him. Where he's minister of indigenization, he's a young minister. He's delivering, he's working. Right. Madezi Ziwayo, ZANU-PF had vibrant youths who are educating themselves. Anarika Ukonde, Anaka Zembeka Zembe mama. Is that era that is developing a new generation of political mughals, people who do things. It's unfortunate, Kuti. My vagabonds, animal people, you know, my pere, my pigs are also in ZANU-PF. They are also in ZANU-PF. Kuvakumasero, all those things. Vanhu vakazara vanoshanda pakanzuri pedu apa pachitungwisa apa papa vanenge vapinzwa mabasa nekumasero. They don't train them. Those who have been there since Mugabe achiripo vobirwa mari dzavo dzemapension chichi. I don't know if anybody is getting their pension in Zimbabwe. All right? And the guys, they take land takushibhadhara, and you give a new elected person a stake muzvinhu zvenyika. Administrator uyu tinongomutambirisa kuti ararame, tinounderstand. Haufanira kutambiriswa kusenza muhurumende. It's your duty. It's your duty. Kana munhu wada kusenzera nyika tokuti uri hero. Right? But iyo nyaya kuti tiri hero. Vanhu vanosenza muofisi wako kutozvita mahero manje. Boss ningi, chef. You know those things. Especially pakanzuri pedu apa. Wese munhu ane office yake ka inenge nekuti receptionist na assistant na left hand man, right hand man, mumwe left kuma right man, mumwe left pachikona apa right and center man. We ana driver wake ana receptionist. Oh my god, receptionist ana receptionist futi, like literally. Sorry senyaumana makafumuka. It's not a sorry, ndikuone lero. That is how the truth is. You cannot argue with it. That's why these guys try to turn violent. They cannot be violent. And all those ritualistic things they would see and they decide to lie about. Unotola munhu achitoti mbuya nehanda mudzimu wake apa unakana mutumbo mumwe chete nambuya nehanda unomuzoti mbuya nehanda aiyera chii mukadzi mudzimu wako. Are you related? I'm not dissing her. She's a national hero bo ari kuhero sieka tongogara hero futi. We heard this woman speaking with the police. We can see is a normal working person who does their job. Right? Body language, humility. See these guys, they're folding their hands, the way they are sitting. You don't plan this body language. Anybody can understand it. We were created by God that way. Don't think somebody else can do it. Well, the moment you do that, when you see something you don't notice it, you start focusing on your doubt.
Dzinoda kuvhiringidza runyararo nekudiriro vachipedzvedzera kubudikidza nekufambisa mashoko anounza kusagadzikana kunyanya nesocial media. Takagadzira zvikuru kutora matanho kune avo vachawanikwa vachiita izvi.